Locations. Your location matters. Are you in the right place? Are you in the right location? See, I knew your spiritual location matters the most and it determines where you are in life. But what I did not know was that your geographical location also plays a big part. Let me say that again. Your geographical location plays a big part in your life and not just your spiritual location. The Lord led me to read the book of Ruth. Just to summarize the story, for those who haven't read the story before, there was a famine in Bethlehem, and Naomi and her husband Elimelech and her 2 sons moved from Bethlehem to Moab. I assume life in Moab seemed easier for them to move from Bethlehem to Moab. Unfortunately, when they got to Moab, Naomi's husband and her 2 sons died there. One thing we know is that the 2 sons, before they died, they had both married. Now Naomi has lost her husband, her 2 sons, and she has been left with her daughters-in-law. Let's take a pause there. Elimelech, Naomi's husband who died, relocated his family to a foreign country, thinking things would be better on the other side, not knowing the calamity awaiting. He ran from hunger, but ran towards calamity that took his life and that of his 2 sons. I'm left wondering, did he see God's face? Did he really seek God's face before he made that decision? Or did he see greener pastures and picked up his family and left? The enemy can cause something to happen for you to make a decision to leave your location or the safe place where the Lord has kept you so that he can attack you and destroy you. Remember, the Bible says, John 10:10, the enemy comes to kill, steal, and destroy. You might be safe where you are, and when the enemy knows he has no legal ground to attack you, he could entice you to remove you from there, from that safe place, so that he can find a way to attack you. For example, a good opportunity may arise that would cause you to move. But because the opportunity is so good, it's better than anything you have ever had before, you pick up your things and you relocate. Before you pick up and leave, before you take that opportunity, seek the Lord's face to know if this is his perfect will. Ask God if that's from him. You can tell God this, Lord, this opportunity sounds so good and it's amazing. But if this is not from you, if this is not your perfect will for me and my family, then Lord, let them find someone else. Let something come up that will cause me not to take this opportunity. Do you know if you pray from a genuine place and if you mean what you say to God, he will lead you. If the opportunity is not from God, he will cause something to happen that will make you not move or take that opportunity. Naomi made a decision to return back to Bethlehem after she heard that the Lord had come to aid of his people. She was willing to go back alone and ready to release her daughters-in-law. But Ruth refused to go back to her parents and told Naomi she would go back to Bethlehem with her. When Ruth and Naomi returned to Bethlehem, the Lord blessed Naomi through Ruth, who married Boaz, a wealthy man. And did you know that their bloodline led to the birth of Jesus Christ? It's not until Naomi returned to Bethlehem, that same place she and her family had fled from, that the Lord was able to bless her and her daughter. Let's get into the spiritual things for a moment. Every location is guarded by certain principalities. Depending on where you live or where you go, you'll be dealing with those principalities in that particular area. That is why you have to pray to cast them down and not to be affected by what is going on in that area. If, let's say, you live in a country where there is war, currently we see there is war going on in Ukraine, Yemen, in Syria, and the attacks are higher and constantly ongoing compared to any other country where there is no war. Even though God is protecting his people in those countries, the attacks are still there, and the people there are always having to be on guard. They're always looking over their shoulders. However, for someone who is in a country where there is no war, the last thing in their mind is being worried of such attacks. The same principles apply to the spiritual things. When you are in a location that is the enemy's playground, the attacks will be more, and the sooner you move to a location with less attacks, your things will move smoother and quickly. Another example the Lord gave me was Sodom and Gomorrah. When Abraham gave Lot the choice to choose which land he wanted, the Bible says that Lot looked around and saw that the whole plain of Jordan towards Zoar was well watered. So he chose for himself the land that looked good and fertile. Did you know this is where the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah were? These two cities were the enemy's playground. The Bible says that there were all kinds of evilness, and men and women gave in to sin, and they did what they wanted. Their sins were so grievous that the Lord himself ended up destroying those cities. In the midst of it, Lot lost his wife because she looked back when she was told not to, and she became a pillar of salt. What if Lot prayed and asked God which direction to go to? What if he allowed God to lead him instead of choosing what seemed beautiful and attractive? I'm also learning that the enemy will entice you with beautiful things, attractive things, to lure you to go to them, and once you fall for it, he attacks you merciless. Before you make that move, please ask God for his direction. Before you relocate, ask God where to go. And if you're in the wrong place, ask God where he wants to take you.